This one, I don't know. This one's kind of, I've never seen Rob's Media. Biological horrors behind Mexia Supermarket.
The crime scene of a cold
Yeah,
case.
humans are
The
good.
site of many break-ins. And a biological horror festering within a small community. All three of these things can perfectly describe Mexia Supermarket. Here's the full story.
Oh, is this like the Mag shit?
3900 South Hemphill Street in South Fort Worth, Texas. This was the location of the Dallas-based supermarket called Daniel's Food
Oh
Stores.
no, dude, this is gonna be like a Bricks and Minifigs thing, where it's like a new ownership and then they neglect like the transition.
The 36,000 square foot building seemingly opened in the 1980s, though it closed around 1997. This is most likely due to a disturbing incident that occurred on May 29, 1994. 18-year-old manager Eduardo Lopez was approached by a Hispanic gunman who demanded to see the safe. Eduardo, who had no choice, took the man into the office. He was then shot and killed, with the man hiding his body in the freezer.
Yo, what did you never wait? So he never got into the safe? Like you should have just got the money from the safe and left, no?
To this day, there doesn't seem to be any suspects, and not much information is publicly available online.
Oh, this is the guy that was shot. They never caught the guy. Oh, well that's just sad then. He was young.
The building would soon get new owners, being two unknown individuals that came to the United States from Laos. The name was changed to the Mexia Supermarket.
Bro, like fucking criminally listed, dude. I loved that guy's channel. I don't know if he still posts anymore, but he sounds exactly like criminally listed.
With them receiving a $975,000 business loan from the Advanced Investment Corporation. It was supposed to be paid over the course of 15 years, but as you'll soon see, that never happened. The business officially opened sometime in late 1998, with their first taxable season being October of that year.
But I will say, way better appearance on the this one. The branding on this seems way better than the Denals or whatever.
The store struggled financially, as it was unable to make a profit, despite the owners owing $1.14 million to various creditors. They eventually filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy protection by September 28th.
Oh, that's why you can't open businesses without a whole bunch of money. Like as nice as it is in American and all that shit, like you need a lot of money in case something goes wrong. You can't be like loaning out all the money for a business.
1999. The ownership of Mexia soon transferred to a bankruptcy trustee. The owners would flee the US following this,
Holy
supposedly
shit.
returning to Laos instead of staying and dealing with the financial mess they got themselves into.
Oh, I couldn't flee the US, dude. I don't know how anyone can come to that decision. Like, leave the US, okay. Flee? I don't know if I want to be, like, fighting them, you know? Can't they just come get me? Or am I, like, good? I'm protected by the other country.
What should have happened from here is that the trustee would need to be solely responsible for disposing Mexia's inventory. However, this never happened, due to a series of miscommunication errors. Those owners simply locked up the store. Fort Worth's health department removed the store from its list of active food establishments, and the electricity was shut off. With the power now gone, the refrigerators turned off, and the food would soon spoil. While at the time it wasn't known what was going on inside, the effects on the outside were still devastating. By mid-October 1999, nearby residents began complaining of the smell, as it was so foul that it would cause headaches to anyone who walked near the store. A housekeeper who worked nearby said, "It is strong, especially when the wind is blowing. I told my husband."
Ew, dude, the entire store is rotting, bro. That's like somebody's car that's like stinky and the entire thing. But a whole store?
Several times that something smelled awful. Something smelled like dead animals. Then one day I walked over there, and there were flies all over it.
Oh no, dude, you'd ruin the entire like real estate of the whole place, like the mold and everything.
It was gross. Following these complaints from locals, Fort Worth officials started an investigation. A company called A Plus Budget Movers were hired to handle the situation, with them being told to start cleaning out the store on November 2nd. They declined to do so, as they felt this job was beyond their expertise. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's gonna cost no.
yeah, that's how bad this
It said it was $100,000 in damage. There's no fucking way, dude. There is some serious real estate damage with that.
was. Though apparently the smell wasn't bad enough for two teenage boys, who reportedly broke in on November 13th. They were found on the roof by police after stealing various non-food items from inside. Police caught them after a short foot chase, with their justification being that it was one of the boys' 18th birthday, and they wanted to do something unorthodox to celebrate. Neither had their names publicly revealed due to one of them being 14. It turns out though that this wasn't the only break-in, as police reports that were uncovered a year ago showed that a 55-year-old man was arrested as well. The man had been dumpster
Of
diving
course,
in the area.
dude. There's no way no one is going to try to break in. Like, 2 people breaking in over that whole time is actually impressive.
And managed to find a large quantity of cigarettes, batteries, and a 12-pack of beers. He had 2 outstanding local traffic warrants, justifying his arrest. There was a third break-in reported, though not much details are known besides the suspect escaping through a fire exit.
Wow. Dude, I'm saying, dude, there's no way they're going to get to clean this up. It's going to be so fucking bad.
Since the A-plus budget movers weren't able to do the cleanup, Fort Worth's Department of Environmental Management had to do it themselves. 2 officials, Brian Borner and Jimmy McClurg, assessed the store, knowing that many precautions were needed to even enter the building now.
Nah, bro. No. That's why this shit costs so much, because you have to get people who are certified in cleaning and like remediating and shit. Like, it's a serious, you can't just be like, oh, we'll just do it ourselves. I'll just get the Clorox out. Nah, dude. It's way past that now. Someone should just went in there, threw the shit away. Would have saved over $100,000.
No. I mean, the outside of it was swarming of rats and cockroaches, not to mention the repugnant smell that could be sensed from miles away. To combat this, barricades are put in place around the store, so that these pests couldn't invade the nearby community. This could have caused an outbreak due to how many diseases these creatures had. Pesticides are also sprayed around the building to ensure this. Workers who entered Mexia Supermarket wore air filtering masks, hazmat suits, and oxygen tanks, and had to be decontaminated before exiting the property. The workers came from Garner Environmental Services, entering the building on November 16th. They would have entered the day before, but they had to delay in order to test the air quality. Yeah, it was that bad, but it was even worse inside.
Bro, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, sure, you're not going to go with one of these like commercial places that do the mold remediation, but there's got to be like a government required place that's going to clean this spot back up to like a reasonable situation. Wouldn't mean do it yourself. That's not.
Rat shit kicked the floors. There were so many flies that if you laid out your hand, you couldn't even see it. Numerous insect species were crawling around, while others were dead and decomposing. One of the workers of Garner Enterprises, Todd Johnson, said, "It was one of the worst smelling projects in my history."
Ooh, when the rats die from the bacteria. Bro, there would be maggots on maggots in there.
When rats...
Yeah, flies produce eggs that hatched into maggots. Holy... Off to bed. For sure, Ninja Shifter. Thanks for joining the stream, bro.
Die from the bacteria, you truly understand that it's a bad atmosphere and lethal for the workers. The fruits and vegetables inside were rotting. The milk containers had exploded due to the high amount of lactic acid and other gases.
Oh, bro, exploding rotten milk.
Packaged meat either seemed untouched or were covered in some sort of grayish-black goo. In an interview, Brian Borner said, "I've been in this business for 14 years. This is the first time I've ever heard of this. You think of what has been in there for 90 days. Produce, dairy, meats. It's kind of hard to comprehend. Much of this food is removed by hand, though shovels and front-end loaders had to be used.
Bro, they didn't take anything out? It was ass fucking store.
Used for some of it. They'd be placed into hazardous material bags before being driven to the local landfill. Between the week of November 23rd to the 30th, cash registers, fixtures, and non-perishable food items were removed before the entire store was fumigated.
Ooh, bro, it's stained in mold on the shelves.
Initially, it was reported that this cleanup costed around $10,000 to $15,000.
More.
Though it was later reported on the site, Groceteria, that the Fort Worth City Council said it cost over $100,000.
Yes.
This incident remained obscure until 2010, and brief bits of footage were aired on television.
Holy shit, dude. Lost footage.
On January 26, 2010, the History Channel show Life After People aired an episode called The Last Supper. It, of course, talks about what would happen to our food supply if humanity were to die out. It uses the Mexia Supermarket cleanup as a case study in the topic. Not much footage is shown, though, maybe only around a minute and a half's worth. This has led to many wondering what happened to the rest of the footage, and why it isn't readily
Bro, what do you mean, bro? Nobody wants to be in there smelling that shit with the camera on. No way.
Available online right now. There's rumors that some of the footage was shown on local news reports back in 1999, with one user on the site, Soulstrut, writing, "The images on the news is what gave me bad dreams. Windows blackened by millions of roaches, rats, and swarms. So what fucked me up was footage of people breaking in and stealing food even after all this time. Imagine walking through a place like that for some canned goods. The smell had to be apocalyptic. 2-month-old fish?"
I mean, if you grab the canned goods, bro, you ain't got no problem. I mean, the can itself, you gotta like that bitch, but I think it'd be alright.
2-month-old carrots? Pork? Thousands upon thousands of rat droppings?
They didn't burn it down because it would have flooded the neighborhood with rats. Oh my god. That's gross. That's so disgusting. I'm over this story, bro. I know there's not much footage on it.
being in there. Friend of the channel Gubby covered this topic in August 2023, leading to Lost Media Wiki user Benjamin McHale doing his own investigation. He watched the credits of the Life After People episode, and noticed that the footage was provided by the Environmental Management Department of the City of Fort Worth. McHale got in contact with Anthony Williams, their current supervisor.
Bro, that's edited.
He was unable to find any additional footage, though did say that the footage shown on TV was recorded by Jimmy McClurg. Sadly, McClurg has since passed away.
Oh.
He then contacted the Special Collections at North Texas University, who were able to confirm when the footage was taken. They had the footage, but could not provide a digital copy upon requests. They suggested contacting other North Texas archives for a copy, but McHale ended up contacting Brian Borner instead. Brian said that the film was recorded by a home VHS camera, but is now considerably deteriorated. This is why only brief bits of footage were shown on Life After People, as much of the footage is damaged. Borner
Yeah, no, that's fair. It wasn't even put into like an actual preservative form.
says that the original copy must be missing. In early 2024, McHale got in contact with Ron Jenkins, a photographer who had taken photos during the cleanup. He pointed in the direction of the Southwest Collection at UTA, which is where these photos were held. Another Lost Media Wiki user named Nicolette Astor managed to find them.
Wow, did it replace with something new now? There's no
As
way.
of now, no additional footage has been located, though there's still hope. Someone out there must have it, but many of the leads are dead. The supermarket itself was eventually redone, with it now being a Dollar General.
Wow, dude, I am sure. Well, they probably had to go through some. That's why it's a big corporate company that's coming in, Dollar General.
This incident seemingly taught the city of Fort Worth a lesson: hold people accountable. The owners who fled to Laos should have helped in ensuring the store was cleaned up. The health department should have checked up on the location regularly.
I mean, to be honest though, bro, if they fled, like, how are we gonna find them? Now it's out of their department. Like, the person who's supposed to go get them to pay. Like, now we gotta go call authorities to find them in another. It's too much, man. It's like, no wonder. Like, that's why they fled, because it was a good way out.
And this food should not have been wasted. Jan Pruitt, the executive for the North Texas Food Bank, stated, "That made us all sick. All that food wasted, and it could have been saved with just one phone call."
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You could have just figured this all out in the beginning. It wouldn't have caused any problems. Wow, dude. What a fantastic video, dude. Very good channel, dude. Rob's Media. Sounds exactly like criminally listed. So I'm subbing, bro.